Isaac Nkosi every Wednesday at 8 a.m. on Kigali in the morning. Money Matters. Growing together with you. Powered by the Money Making Sense podcast.
Welcome to the Big Money Conversation. This is where we unsettle our beliefs, really, normally, about what we think about money. We talk about money not because we have a lot of it. We talk about money because it is an important conversation that really is critical and urgent. Today we are going to talk about something that we find ourselves in, almost most of us, a financial trap that many Rwandans, especially young professionals, find themselves in. We're talking about living paycheck to paycheck. It's a silent struggle, but it doesn't have to be a life sentence. So Isaac is here. He will help us to unpack what causes the cycle and how to truly break free and build long-term financial confidence. Because I think if there's an area where we lack confidence when it comes to money. If you've ever told yourself, I just need to survive till the end of the month, this conversation is for you. And who hasn't? If you've ever told yourself, I put my phone in silence because the landlord is calling, this conversation is for you. Isaac, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Always a pleasure.
I love these new colors on you.
Today I'm brown.
Every day you're what now? The other
days I'm any color you want.
Yeah,
All
but
kind.
you look very sharp this
You
year.
look very sharp, yes. With a necktie on.
Can you imagine?
I've never seen him in a necktie.
You know, neckties to me, it's like a noose. It's as if somebody wants to cut off oxygen. And you do it to yourself.
Willingly.
You put yourself in a noose that they want to hang you from trees. But today we have to look like we are serious.
Yeah.
Fine, let's get to the serious conversation.
Did you see my co-host? His shirt?
Yeah, he's pink,
He's
you are
been
red.
dressed. No, he's been dressed like that. Like his shirt, he buttons it up to this
Yeah.
side. It's a little bit
We are
strange.
tied and he has
I
a
see.
watch on.
I need less oxygen. Isaac, what are the biggest reasons people, our colleagues, our families, people in the streets, in Kigali, in Rwanda, around the world, even those with decent incomes?
Yeah.
By the way, the other day, having a conversation, we were just talking about the dynamics in the region. And somebody who called us from Kampala was saying, guys, why don't you come and try out a couple of things in Kampala? I said, what does it take to live in Kampala today? I said, well, Kampala, you need a lot of money because the town runs at a very faster speed. So if your income levels are not somewhere around $3,000, it might be difficult. You know, what I picked from that conversation is it doesn't matter how much you earn. You still could live paycheck to paycheck and worried about the 30th day of every month.
Absolutely.
People with decent incomes also find themselves stuck in this paycheck to paycheck cycle. In Rwanda, and we see them. Those who earn 500 are stuck. Those who earn $1 million are stuck. Those who earn 3 million are also stuck in paycheck to paycheck. What is causing this?
Overspending. It's a culture issue. This is a culture issue. It's not an amount of money because, by the way, there are people who live in the village. You find they have money buried in the yard, in the shamba.
Because they don't have anywhere to spend it?
Not that they don't have anywhere. They don't have a culture of overspending.
What is overspending in our
Overspending is simply spending more money than you earn. Whatever amount you earn, you spend more. And it's very, very easy, in fact, natural, to overspend, especially in our context. It means that you don't have any brakes in your car. You just have a gas pedal, or the brakes don't work properly. That's what happens with your spending. You have how to step on the fuel, and the money goes. The engine revs.
So you don't have
But
any breaks in your brain.
You don't have breaks.
In the brain?
You have no breaks in your spending habits.
Oh gosh, that's really painful. Like we don't have any breaks in our brains. Hey.
No, it's a cultural problem. It is a collective way of thinking. It's a modern problem. It's a modern context, modern world we live in, where we must consume and consume and consume because it's good for the economy. It's good for the producers.
There's something I always remember when I'm spending money. I always remember a statement someone told me and said, "If you like money is itching you, your money is itching." And by the way, I will spend it and then realize that statement later. I'm like, but was money really disturbing my pockets? Why am I spending?
It's a culture. It's a mindset. It's a mindset that because I have cash, I should spend it. Now, spending isn't bad. In fact, that's what money is for. Money is for spending. The question is on what? On what? That's the issue. If you have no money, but all your monthly objectives are met, including the rent and the food and the date night with the missus and the fuel in the car and the groceries are in the pantry, then you might not have cash, but all obligations are met and even some desires. You're okay.
So that's not bad.
That's not, having no money isn't bad. Having no money when you still have needs, when you still have obligations, there's the problem. So we must mind our culture. There's a requirement to check our culture, our mindset when it comes to money. Otherwise, we will continue to overconsume. There was a time I was making $100 a month.
And you were okay.
And I was living in my parents' house. I was eating and sleeping, but that $100, I would spend it. The first check, it's the first paycheck I got after finishing secondary. I was managing a cyber cafe for my uncle in Kisimente. Those of you who remember such a thing.
The guys who ate our money.
Yeah, how we ate money. We were collecting money, putting in the reception box, and we were helping people with technical problems as they were using the computers.
You'd be the stars who would look forward to say, "Please come and help me."
I want to print something. I have something on a flash drive.
Times have gone by, really.
That money, that $100, I would spend it in a day or 2 days.
Allah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And there was a time I was making 5 times that after I finished my university. 1 week, it's gone. There was a time I was doing development work. I was making maybe double. That money would be gone in 2 weeks. So you're right. It doesn't matter the amount. What matters is the culture and the habit.
But now when you say that we have to tilt our culture, you make us own the thing, which is a bad thing. Should we say it's our culture?
No, yes, it is definitely a culture thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just something that needs to be regulated. So, for example, we have had in our culture an issue of customer service.
Bad customer service.
I was going to leave it there.
No,
But Juliana said, no, let me clarify in case there's somebody who doesn't
Call
understand.
a spade.
Yes.
A spade.
It's not a
As
big
it should
spoon.
be.
Huh?
No, it is not.
It's not a big
It's
spoon.
not.
Yes.
It's a spade. So we've had a problem of bad. Can
Customer
I say
Eh,
bad
service.
yes, that
customers? That's a culture problem. It's something to fix. It's something to address. It doesn't mean that we have a bad culture. It means that there's a lack in our culture, something that needs to be improved, something that is causing us pain. If you look at the customer service culture in our neighbors in Uganda, in our neighbors in Kenya, if you look at their customer service culture, it's different from ours. And so we are losing opportunity because we are not treating customers with the due care that is required to do business.
I don't know who is going to educate us in this area really for this to really go home and sink in, because service-led economy where service sector is contributing even the more.
Yeah.
Visit Rwanda, the campaign being so huge. which is being supported by the services industry,
Of course.
and then our customer care continues to be so poor.
It's better than it used to be. We're improving.
So we are improving.
And really, that's what all of us should ask for from ourselves. Please, better than yesterday.
Yeah.
And so we call that our culture, or should we call it bad habits?
It's a bad habit. And this is why I'm saying we don't label the culture itself as bad. What we have is a bad element in the culture.
Yeah.
And that bad element is poor service. In this, for example. But the same is true in ourselves and in our homes when it comes to money. There are habits that need to be improved around money that are rooted in our culture. You only live now. Enjoy. If the money you have there's a story of Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball Hall of Famer, who his first paycheck when he was a teenager or early 20s, either late teens or early 20s, got his first paycheck for signing a contract to play professional basketball. $1 million bonus. He said he finished it in one day. Cleared it in one day. What did he do? And he says it famously. He has done interviews. And now, by the way, he's a very mindful money manager.
He is.
Very mindful. He teaches his children money principles. If you want anything from me, go get a degree. If you want an inheritance, go get a master's. You're not going to ask me, my child, that Daddy, you have a lot of money, please give me. No. Go and work. When you achieve, I will top you up. I will give you my bonus.
Isaac, we've all made money mistakes.
Yes.
Right? But right now, if somebody gave you 1 million Rwanda francs because you're looking so good and says,
Asante.
You look so good,
I will say thank you.
1 million Rwanda francs.
Don't ask for it back.
What would you think of immediately?
Me, I'm thinking about planting. That's my mind. Because money has in our culture, in our house, money has two functions. 1, 2. How many?
2.
1, 2.
2 of them. 1, 2. It can be planted, it can be eaten. We need to eat. Yeah, as you can see my size, I eat.
And the eating comes first.
Don't we all do anyway?
The eating comes first. And we all do. Thank you for joining me. We all eat. Huh?
Clearly, yes.
And the eating comes first, and the eating is most. Most of it is eating. Because we have many things to pay for. We have rent, we have school fees, we have transport, we have health insurance. There are many things to eat. But money cannot only be eaten. That is our culture. Money cannot only be eaten. If you eat only, tomorrow you are naked. You are bare. You are exposed in the elements, in the wind and the rain and the cold. If you only eat, 20% must be planted. Find a farm, plant that money. It will grow.
Interesting.
So if you
200,000.
If you earned $1 million today, you'd be thinking about planting.
200,000 at least will be planted.
Will be planted.
Yeah.
Then the
800,000, you can see my stomach.
You pass by Paramount.
But I feel like 800,000 is a lot to blow. Like you would eat the 800,000.
Yeah, but eating is not just consumption.
No.
Just enjoying.
It can mean so many things.
Yes, indeed.
Bills, blah blah blah.
Yes.
But then also that's a lot to actually. I think we're investing less.
No, that's the
So
recommended maximum.
20% is fine.
20%. You see, money. Even when we talk about culture, money management, it is a marathon. I am now 42 years old as of last month. I will.
Happy belated.
Asante. My last born was born this year.
Are you sure it's the last one?
Inshallah.
Currently, as it is.
Inshallah. Let God hear, please. Will ask me again next year.
I see.
Because I am
will wait
active.
for you here. I will wait for you.
My wife is not. She is not for free. We are serious in our house.
Which is good.
God gave us an instruction: be fruitful, multiply. But inshallah, we are done. But this one who is born this year, She will start university when I'm 60.
Wow.
She will start when I'm 60 years old.
You've done the math.
That's the first thing that entered my mind. After congratulations, wow, we're having another baby. Then the next thing was university. Next thought in my head. University
that was
school
so fast
fees.
for you to cross over.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Because, for me, my wife, her concerns are the wellness of the health of our baby, how she's going to be educated, to make sure that she has all 10 fingers and 10 toes. She's very practically invested in the well-being of the child.
Babies, yeah.
For me, my first thought is the cost. My first thought is is provision.
Imagine what crossed your mind before even the very first day that baby was
tuition
born.
fees.
Tuition.
Not even born. Not even born. When somebody says, Daddy,
we are pregnant.
I say, wow, wonderful news. School fees. Yeah, that's the way my mind
You're
works.
freaking us out who want to
You see,
actually
some
have more
families
children.
just work on, God shall take
provide.
care of it.
Yes, God will.
God shall provide.
But I have my responsibility. I have to plant. You see, farmers, God is providing for them. He pours the rain on them. He keeps locusts
Fertile
away.
soils.
The soil is fertile. The blessings of the bountiful harvest. That one, farmers historically are counting on their God for those things. But they still have their job. They still have to do their part. They still have to do their part. They still have to plant. They still have to cultivate. They still have to till the ground. They still have to weed. There's so many things to do. Yeah. So, yeah, God is there.
A lot of people think budgeting is the solution. And to me, budgeting is more like having a plan, having the control to direct where your money goes.
Absolutely.
Without it just having to take its own course. But even after budgeting, we still fall short. By the 25th of the month, if you are lucky to earn your salary at the end of the month, but 25th of the following month, you still are in the cycle of I am stuck. Is it a budgeting problem, or could there be something deeper?
You are extending things by very far. We get paid on the 25th, 5 days later.
Before even the 15th, by the way.
Yeah. 5 days later, the money is gone. We did a survey here. Most people consume 200 participants, 200 respondents, anonymous, different income levels, different education levels. 5 to 7 days, money's over from paycheck. 500,000, 1 million, 3 million, all of them on near zero within 5 days. Yeah. So it's not the amount like you said. It's the use of funds, which is the issue. The use of the money. Most of us are spending our money before we get it.
True.
Even when you budget, I mean, you budget, you've had a plan.
Yes.
But you've budgeted and it's gone.
So if we don't follow the budget, so many don't budget. But if we don't follow the budget, if we don't tighten our culture with our spending, sometimes there are hard questions that need to be answered. Is it time to give up something that I've been pursuing because it's not working? Is it time to change direction? Is it time to adjust how much I spend on my rent, on my car, on my fuel, on my kids' education in nursery school and primary school? These are hard questions we have to ask ourselves. Because if we are spending more than we make, it doesn't matter how much you make. If the culture is to spend more than you make, you must be broke. You must fail financially. It is inevitable, Mr. Anderson.
I like that.
Listen, so give me some practicality here. A certain amount of money I should not exceed, a percentage I should not exceed in my spending.
85%. 90%.
85%. So if I am earning 200,000,
yeah, 20 to 30,000 should not be spent.
it
That should be
put
set aside.
somewhere.
It should be set aside. Yeah, and it should be set aside and locked away that you can't meddle with it.
You know, the locking away is the problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this example, and I don't want my friend to be offended, but it's something that was shared to me yesterday. So this friend of mine told me there is a way I get excited
Yeah.
when I see money.
On my account.
And she said, even when the money is not mine. You know, when you have people who say, I want to send money to my family, let me pass it through your account. Okay? And then the money comes to you first, and then you're given the responsibility to send it. Maybe they
But
don't
then how
have
do you get
account.
excited
There
about
was
money
an
that is not
accident.
yours?
There was a mistake. There was an
Money
accident on the road.
disappeared, eh?
The money fell out of my pocket.
And then you get excited
Uh-huh.
because it's you that is seeing the zero on your account, even when the money is not yours. Because money excites us in a way. When we see money, people lose control of themselves. They, like, money is in the space. I think that's why people are abusing the currency. Even, you know, when you see how Nigerians do their birthday parties, and I think I've seen it in your countries where weddings and people are throwing money and just,
I think that's fake money, though.
you know, throwing it on strippers.
I've never understood that.
Could be.
Because
Yeah.
money excites a certain
That's true.
emotion within us, and so they think of budgeting and planning when money is available. What are you talking about?
Okay, continue. Go ahead.
Spend.
Spend. Yeah. We will hear your story, like Shaquille O'Neal, about how you touched $1 million one day, 24 hours. Bye-bye. Most people will not touch $1 million their whole life. The vast majority will not touch that amount of money their whole life. Somebody threw it in one day. What if it was your last million? What if it's your one and only million? We shall learn from you. Because if money is there's an author who says that money is a fickle lover. It's not loyal.
Money isn't loyal at all.
It is not loyal at all. Money goes from those who treat it badly to those who treat it well. That's why you find people who are good with money, money just keeps chasing them. Even when they're not doing anything. Somebody's calling you, hey, Jesse, I want to give you some money.
You see, when you say treat money well, so it's going to chase you, people think treating money well is how you lay that note in the wallet.
In order.
Respect the money. Money will respect,
You do not fold
Don't fold
the
it
dollar.
anyhow. Come on. What kind of village are you? What manner of village?
You put the money together and wrap it with a rubber band.
Tightly.
So you're treating the money well.
Treating the money well.
You may need to go for Isaac's masterclass to understand what kind of treating he's talking about.
Treating
Because
money.
if you think it's just for laying your francs, your 5,000 francs in your wallet
Nicely in the
straight,
wallet.
that's not how it works.
No. Treating your money well means respecting how it is used. Money is for planting and for eating. If you only eat, you're not treating money well. It will go to the one who plants. It will go to the one who organizes. Because, here's another thing. Opportunities are everywhere to grow money, to multiply money. But we are never ready for the opportunities because when they come, we have no money to put there. When the field is ready for planting, the early rains have come and the ground is soft and fertile. The only thing that's remaining is putting the seed in. And when that time comes, we are not ready. We have no seeds to put in. We are going around looking to borrow. The one who has is not lending to you. They are planting themselves. And what they plant, if they care for it, multiplies. And
I was watching a reel yesterday on Instagram before I went to bed. They were asking this Kenyan lady if she was given 100,000 Kenya shillings. How much is that in Rwanda francs?
100,000.
Yes.
Maybe like a million.
About a million?
Around a million.
Around
a little bit
million.
more.
She was asked.
A little bit more than a million. 100,000 times 10. Times
Kenyan
11.
shillings? Okay.
Times 11 now?
Yeah, times 11.
Oh, pretty much. The question was, would you cheat on your partner if you were given 100,000 Kenya shillings?
That's...
Juliana, what are you saying?
No, I wouldn't really. That's like really petty cash.
How
honestly
much then?
speaking. No, I don't think there's
What
any
if it's
amount.
10?
No, I don't think there's any
What if
amount
it's
of money.
100?
And no,
Million?
Money cannot be the reason I cheat on my partner.
Okay. Somebody has standards here.
She said, absolutely.
That one, not this one.
No, not Juliana.
Yeah, another one.
I see where you guys want to take me today. You won't get me. You lie.
Here's the question, Isaac. You see, we talk about mindset. Some of the things are beautiful words.
Yeah.
We talk about change your mindset. We need to change the culture. But when it comes to changing a financial reality, can someone really think their way out of financial chaos?
Not only thinking, action is required.
Hmm.
But every action begins in thought. Like this example of somebody who's saying, would you be unfaithful with in what circumstance? This is a thought. It's a consideration. We begin with the thought first, then we take action. So if we don't change culture, then the actions that we take won't change the results. If we don't change the way we think, we're going to continue behaving in the old way of thinking. So we begin by changing our mindset. When we start changing our mindset, then we start taking the budget seriously. After taking the budget seriously, we start taking goal setting seriously. What is the goal for your finances in the next X number of years? And what do you have to do? I want a house. I want to retire in 15 years, 10 years. If you have to retire in 10, 15 years, how much do you need every month in retirement? What retirement income do you require? I want the same money I'm making now when I retire. So I want it to come from the farm. I want it to come from my investments because it's not coming from my job anymore. I'm retired. If you need a salary from your investments, the same that you're earning now, what kind of farm do you require? What will you be planting? How big will it need to be? Where are you selling your wares? Who is helping you do it? We need to plan in order for the next 10, 15 years, the farm is big enough to give us a monthly income that matches our current salary. This is born from the way we think. If we can't change the way we think, we can't make the steps required to go out and engage new behavior that gives us the results we want.
Last question here on the Money Matters conversation, Isaac, and then we'll go into the news. You know, you hear a lot of people talking about cut away the stupidity. The job is blinding you. Your 9 to 5 is blinding you from the potential that you can to do something outside of your job. And everyone is pushing for have a side hustle, right? People are talking about multiple streams of income. I remember reading from someone who said you need about 7 streams of income.
Need is strong, but more than one is a good idea.
More than one streams of income that you just cannot wake up to go to work for somebody and you don't have something that is at least giving you money.
Kitu kidogo on
But
the
the
side.
question is, for someone who is already overwhelmed, overwhelmed in the sense that I am coming to work, already the salary is not enough. I have picked loans with the job. I am paying back to the bank. How do I figure out how to start hustles? From which money?
From where? Which angle? No, there are
And
multiple
you know
levels.
you can't leave the job because you have to pay the loans.
There are levels to this problem. The first one is, so when you're overstretched financially, there are 2 questions, immediate questions. How do I make more? How do I spend less? How do I make more and how do I spend less? Again, to get away from this overspend. We have to have these difficult conversations. What most people who overspend don't budget. Most people who are indisciplined in something, it's because they don't have a plan. When you have a plan, you have a better chance of being disciplined. You have a better chance of following it because you're acting organized with intention, as opposed to just doing sans dossier, doing your life without a plan, right? So the question becomes, again, always will begin with mindset and with culture. But then from there are hard questions to ask. Do I need to spend the way I'm spending? Now that I've put this budget together, this is how much I spend on rent. Some of us are spending half our income on rent or mortgage. Half. You're overextended. That's too much.
Because you want to finish early.
Because you want to finish early or because you have more house than you can afford. Finishing early is not a bad reason. But if you are overspending for your house and you don't have enough for other things you need, you're in a problem. So we need to reevaluate these things. The loans, the borrowing from family and friends, the spending that we do on the weekend. Does it have to be what it is? Can you truly afford these things? And I know when we reach our lifestyle, we don't want to change the way we live.
No.
But hard questions need to be asked if you want to get out of the stress of not being able to break free from living paycheck to paycheck. And then from there, you have professional conversations. How can I refinance my debt? How can I identify forgiveness? Sometimes debt forgiveness becomes an issue. Jesse, I borrowed $1 million from you. Look at me. I'm sorry.
You have a message here, Isaac, coming in from Fred. They say this money conversation will make us go crazy. Budget seriousness and goals is the real way to go.
Yeah.
People should join the money farming club. We appreciate you, Mwalimu.
Asante
Sir,
sana.
we appreciate you.
Asante,
I
asante.
didn't know. You have a title.
He's the one who's telling
He's
me.
giving
Mwalimu.
the title. Mwalimu means a
Apparently.
teacher. But he's a teacher. He's a money teacher. Yeah, for now.
Isaac, I appreciate it so much. You've showed through the time. Every Wednesday, Isaac is here, and he's sharing a lot of content on LinkedIn and on Instagram, where you can find him for the Money Making Sense conversation. And you can also reach out to see how to join the farmers.
That's right.
Because there's the Money Farmers WhatsApp group. So you can reach out to us via the DM and find out how you can join this to learn more about money and how you can make your life better. Appreciate it. It's 10 minutes now after 9 o'clock. The news is up next.